success. Now, the other day we talked about money and we talked about how, first of all, getting money is a feeling, right? It's a feeling. So anything you manifest comes from a feeling. Thus, if you understand that, well, you're halfway there, my friends. So, besides money, what else would you want to focus on to be a success in life, right? Well, so abundance comes in a lot of areas. Let's say you want to focus on maybe abundance of your health. So, how would you have abundant health? Well, one thing you do is you'd picture yourself being abundantly healthy, eating the right foods, feeling healthy, having the energy that you want, all your body's organs and systems working properly, and knowing that you're getting a good night's sleep, and just feeling really good about yourself because you are truly happy that you are healthy. So, starting to become healthy is a choice, right? And the choice is this: you need to start with understanding that we have to make the decision that we want to become healthy. And so, one thing you might say to me, John, well, I got to go on diets, I got to watch what I eat. Well, I get all that, but that's not step one. Step one is to picture yourself being healthy. Picture yourself how you would look being fully healthy. Picture yourself and feel yourself with all that energy, with all that vigor, all that vitality and energy, right? And so when you do this, it's going to cause your RAS, which we've talked about before, your reticular activating system in the back of your head here. And it's going to get your reticular activating system to start getting you to make choices like, you know what? I know that cake looks good, but you know what? I really don't want all that cake, or I just want a small piece of that cake. Or you know what? I'm really not in the mood for soda. I really want water. Or better yet, let me have a spritzer. Let me have club soda, or let's just say a seltzer, which is even better, and just a few quick pours of cranberry juice or another flavor that you like. Again, something very light. So that's a great way to start on that path. Now, in order to be a success with your health, you have to believe it before you can achieve it, right? That's number one. If you do not believe it, then you will never achieve it. I don't care if you spend money on all these coaches, if you have people in your home and they're round the clock with you, still not going to work, because there's going to be a time when they're not around and your body's doing something because you have to, not because you want to. You see, when you're healthy because of a choice, your body then wants to help you out. It wants to work with you. But if you're not, and you're doing this just because you have to, well, that's not going to work very well, is it? Let's think about this for a moment. So you want to be healthy. So what are the benefits of being healthy? Well, one, you're going to get a good night's sleep. You're going to have great rest, and your body's all going to function properly and efficiently. And not only that, an important part of your body is metabolism. The metabolism system in your body, digestive system, is going to work really well because you're going to be eating the right foods that are going to boost your metabolism. I'm not talking about these pills or any other cockamamie diet. I'm talking about the fact that you're going to eat more protein and that you're going to understand how your body works and how your body actually turns protein, yes, into energy, okay, which is our carbohydrates. If we eat too much, okay, and our carb stores become full, then the body is taking it from our carbs and not from our fat. And so that's important to understand that too. Thus, when you want to be healthy, you have to feel healthy. Let's think for a moment back. Maybe you're lying in your bed and you're just about ready to get up, and just imagine the moment that you're about to get up. You've given gratitude for everything, and you get up, and it's so great to be alive, and you're able to, walk to the kitchen and get your orange juice, have another set of things to give you an energetic breakfast. Maybe that's some cereal with some flaxseed, just a little bit, not a lot. And so then understanding that, yes, eating is going to be a little more of a chore for you. I have to be honest. But when you understand how to eat and what to eat, you're going to find that this is going to become second nature. Did you know that one of the biggest cardinal problems with people eating is pasta? I know, being Italian, I love pasta. But if I was to ask you right now, ladies and gentlemen, how many calories are in pasta? If I ask you that question, how many calories are in cooked pasta? How many do you think you would get? Well, the truth is, 1 cup of cooked macaroni or spaghetti contains about a gram of fat. So 155 to 190 calories. Wow. That's 1 cup of cooked, okay? Let's say how many calories are in 1 ounce, okay, of cooked pasta. That's 38 calories. All right. So you understand that, right? So if you have a cup of pasta is 155 to 190. That's right there. Now, most people, when they, are at a restaurant or something, they won't have 1 cup of pasta. Do you know how many they're going to have? Probably 4 or 5, and that'll be like 750 calories. And then everyone wonders, well, John, why did I gain weight? Well, you gained weight because you were putting calories in your body faster than you could burn them. All right, let's talk about that for a moment. If we think about calories, 1 calorie, okay, is equal to how many do you think is 1 calorie is if let's say one, I want to say, why does it say not 1 calorie? It's to say 1 pound is how many calories? If we're going to think about it that way, right? Think about it that way for a moment. 1 pound is 3,500 calories. Okay. So you might say, well, gee, John, that's an awful lot. I'm not going to eat that much in a day. Okay. So even if you didn't eat that much in a day, all right, you should be eating around 16, 23, 2,500, depending on your weight, age, etc., how active you are, sedentary, whether you're more active. If you were to eat 3,500 calories a day, let's just look at the math on this. 3,500 calories a day minus, let's say you should be around, let's say even you went over, but let's say you should stay around 1,900 roughly. I'm just gonna say that entry of 1,900, but it could be a little bit more. So let's just say 1,500 calories. So that means you're going over 1,500 calories a day. But let's say there's a little cushion in there, right? Because there is a cushion in there. So let's say that's 1,200 calories a day times 5, right? That's a lot of calories, ladies and gentlemen. 1,200 calories times 5, okay? That's 6,000 calories a week. That means that you are approximately putting on your body's weight. You're putting on 1.7 pounds a week. And so what happens is you put this weight on, and then your body wants more because you just become so tired and you want so much more. So now you start eating like 4,000 or 5,000 calorie meals just because you feel you can, right? So now if you ate a 4,000 calorie meal, okay, let's say you had in a day, let's say you had in the day 4,000 calories for a meal, and you were to take that from your number, okay, roughly 1,200, so 2,800 times 5, that means you'd be at 14,000. Divide that by 3,500, and you'd be gaining 4 pounds a week. Ugh. So I want you to picture yourself why. Maybe some of you wear an iPhone in the car, or maybe you're getting into your car, whether it's a small car or a big car, doesn't matter. When you're overweight, I don't know about you, but one of my big motivating factors was the fact that my cell phone always kept getting in the way of my seatbelt and the side of the console. So that was one thing. But when I made the choice to want to become healthy, things just started to become easier for me. Now, does that mean you can't go off sometimes? You can go off, but you got to understand what it is you're doing and what it costs you. And you should never have a big deficit when it comes to calories. So there's a holiday, maybe you eat a few extra calories, or maybe you have that piece of cake and it's 400 calories. You want to do that once in a while, fine. Don't do it every day. And a holiday comes around maybe 2, 3, or 4 times a year. So you're going to have to probably compensate for that. If you go off one time, it's not going to make a huge bit of difference. But if you say, well, gee, I'm going to go off today, and well, I'm going to go off tomorrow because it's the day after the holiday, and I think I'm going to do it again on Friday because it's Fridays. And so now you say, well, it's okay to go off on Fridays, and you give your permission itself to, to go off on Fridays. But now on Fridays, let's just say that means you're putting on 12. I just said 1,200. Let's say 12, and let's say you go off to that. What I say it was like a 4,000 calorie meal. All right, so 4,000 calories. Okay, and you minus. Okay, so we take out of that. Okay, basically 4,000 calories divided by 3,500. We get live calls here. I apologize for getting disrupted by people. You're going to gain almost 1.14 pounds a week. That's terrible, ladies and gentlemen. And so then you'll have other things you could do, like you can focus on your body, like maybe you don't want to lift weights, but maybe you want to do planks like I do. So when your mindset is in this state, you're like, okay, I want to do things that are healthy for my body. Does that mean you don't have chocolate? No, it doesn't mean it. It just means you're conscious of it. It means you don't stuff 10 pieces of it in your mouth. It means that you understand what things are. And when you come back from a trip, maybe you didn't lose weight, but you didn't gain weight either. Okay. Ideally, you should probably still be losing if you're watching. But I get, it's a holiday and you're seeing these desserts. Now, generally what I like to tell people is if you had that dessert before and you're going to the same restaurant and you know what it tastes like, why do you want to have it again? Like, what's the point, right? Have something healthy, have something nutritious. Another great thing you could do is you could take a sandwich and you could have half of that sandwich. Another great thing I love to do is to take the protein, like if it's the tuna fish, whatever it is, and just have the tuna fish in a salad. Or have a salad with steak on it, cut up, right? Saute calamari, right? Squid is very good for you. Stay away from fried foods. And so you're not going to see the pounds dropping immediately, but you will start to notice this after a few weeks because your body's metabolism has to adjust to the new lifestyle of how you're eating. Now, it's not a diet, ladies and gentlemen. It is a way of life. So you don't want to get off this, but you want to kind of understand it and realize that this is something that you're doing every day, not because you have to, but because you want to. That is really the main key thing that I want to stress with you. So focusing on success, focus on being healthy, focus on being the weight that you want, focus on having the energy you want, focus on being able to get in and out of your car and not hook yourself with your cell phone on the console or the seatbelt holder, right? Or how about going upstairs in a building? Instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs and not be out of breath. So these are great things to focus on, like taking the stairs and like, I have full energy to go up even more. So when people are home and they watch TV, nothing wrong with that. But if you're just watching TV and you don't go outside, you don't take a walk, you don't do something, your body's not going to burn. So yes, we can cut back on what we eat and that will help us. As we do that, our body's going to want to do more things to keep us healthy. Maybe in the morning, instead of having, your general breakfast, maybe you're going to make yourself eggs. And maybe if you're afraid of having eggs too much for cholesterol, then you could have the white of the eggs, right? That's a great thing to have. Make yourself hard-boiled eggs, okay? And did you know, ladies and gentlemen, do you know how many calories are in a hard-boiled egg? How many calories are in a hard-boiled egg? If you got to guess, how many calories are in a hard-boiled egg? How many do you think? 78 calories. Now, how many calories are in a hard-boiled egg? Let's just say the white only part, okay? There are only 18 calories. Okay. And there's 4 grams of protein and only 18 calories. That's pretty darn good. How many calories are in a hard boiled egg yolk? That's going to be expensive. 56. So, you know what that tells me? That tells me that if you want to stay healthy, go boil some eggs and go eat the white part. Okay. And so I'm not telling you to never have the yellow, but you could eat the white, and there's so much protein. There's protein in meat, there's protein in chicken. And when you put protein in your body, what's going to happen is your body is going to take that and it's going to have you burning more fat when you wake up in the morning, as opposed to burning more carbs. Right? We always want to burn fat and carbs. And so when you eat properly and your body gets adjusted, you're like a well-oiled machine that's ready to do things. And this all happens by focusing on having a good body, focusing on having good health, focusing on making healthy choices in your life. Well, somebody comes over to you and has this great big chocolate cake, right? And if we want to look at, maybe let's say you like chocolate cake, how many calories are in a chocolate layer cake? Let's just think about that for a moment. Okay. In a chocolate layer cake, there are 506 calories, ladies and gentlemen. That's an awful lot. So you know what I would recommend doing to that chocolate layer cake? I'd recommend taking that chocolate layer cake and at least cutting it to 2 or possibly 3. If you cut it to 3, it's only 168 calories. And really, you don't need that 506 calories. You just need something a little sweet, and your body's actually going to be healthy with that. What I do a lot of times is I make homemade chocolate mousse or chocolate pudding, and I take the chocolate pudding and I ration it into 14 different servings, which is basically broken down to like 3 or 4 teaspoons. And that's just enough. I also eat these 90-calorie healthy choice pudding pops. So you can make a choice to eat protein. Now, you should eat some carbs as well. I recommend the salad. It's good roughage. It's also good because it's going to fill you up. And when you eat salad with protein, it's just harmony in your body. And so when you make a choice to become healthy, your body, the universe is going to lead you. Now, does that mean that you're never going to get tempted? No, you're going to see these things. And even if you want to have, for example, a Frappuccino, or you want something for Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, you can have it. Just know what it costs. That's really what it comes down to. You can have basically anything you want. Try to stay away from fried foods, though, because fried foods are disastrous. Making the choice to be healthy. You might say, well, John, why do I want to be healthy? Well, 1, you're going to live a longer life. Number 2, you're going to live a more energetic life. And I don't just mean life as in just getting around. I'm talking about this could be everything from your digestion, sexual health. So all these things will play a very big part in your life. You're also going to improve things like your vision. You're not going to be as tired. You may not need as much sleep. But the thing is, when your body is in harmony, and now when you're able to go off of it, your body then has something called a flexible metabolism. And when it's able to adapt to metabolism, guess what? It's kind of like having a fireplace, and you put logs on it. Now the fire is brewing. Now you put more logs. It just kind of just churns right through that wood, burns right through them. And now when you put less logs on it, still burns, but it's able to kick the fire. So that's kind of what happens in your stomach, in your body, and how it churns and how it's able to do this. What else can you do to keep yourself very healthy? Well, one thing you should do is you should drink at least 4, 5, 6, 8-ounce glasses of water. Easy. And so doing that will help flush out the body. It'll help get out toxins. Stretches are good. I like to do planks. But you'll start to find what works for you as a person because you're making this choice to become healthy. I hope that works for you. And so making a choice to eat protein, okay? And when I told you about that egg, can you believe that, what I was telling you about that egg? That egg, you could eat a hard-boiled egg, and have 18 calories and 4 grams of protein. That's pretty cool. Now, another thing that I do, and you guys might think this is crazy, I weigh my food. So, like pasta, I'll weigh 3 ounces of that. When I have French fries, I'll weigh 3 ounces of that. So I know it's exactly 123 or 130, 232 calories. So I don't play a guessing game. Like, gee, I wonder what it costs. No. Like when you go to buy a card, you just say, well, gee, I wonder what it's going to go cost. I guess I'll just go there and buy it. No, you generally research it. You kind of know what they cost. You have a range, right? An idea. And so you have an idea with the food, but you got to get specific, because if you don't get specific and you keep doing this, you're going to just keep putting a deficit on your body. And then you're going to get further and further behind the 8 ball. And then you're going to get so frustrated. You're like, well, how do I lose weight? Going to the gym, I got to be truthful with you, does not get you to lose the bulk of your weight. It'll help a little bit. I mean, no one's going to go there and be a crazy man or crazy lady and just do all kinds of stuff. That's not what you're going to want to do unless you're trained, right? You want to understand how to use your body to metabolize food in the very best way possible. So what do people focus on? Focus on having a healthy body. Focus on having a great metabolism. Focus on having a great mind. Focus on having an energetic body. Focus on having good sexual health. Focus on having good skin. Focus on having the energy, okay? Focus on having a metabolism in your body that is completely flexible to what you eat within limits. So again, if you get too off and you start eating crap every day, your body's going to fall way off. So what happens if something's calibrated? That's kind of what proteins do. They calibrate your body to put it in a way so that you'll burn properly. So you go off a little bit, but you go right back on. Like, for example, tonight I actually had mushroom soup. And then I had, it was a special, I had 2 medallions of beef, which was really good in the mushroom sauce. So that protein was really good, right? Then dessert, I did have something. Now, I had a tiramisu for dessert. You might say, well, John, that's really expensive. Well, yeah, a tiramisu is not cheap. A tiramisu, actually, if we had to look, how many calories do you think are in a tiramisu? If you had to guess, how many calories do you think are in a tiramisu? How many calories are in the dessert tiramisu? How many do you think? One tiramisu dessert, okay, is about 220 calories. Okay. So how many calories are in a dessert tiramisu serving? So what's a serving of tiramisu? So 1 glass, right? 1 glass. Now, what happens if you go somewhere and you might say, well, gee, John, that sounds good, but some places give you a lot more, right? So what is a serving size for tiramisu? Well, most places will serve about a 3 by 3 inch serving, okay? And that's 550 calories. That's a lot. That's a lot. And is tiramisu fattening? It's not healthy, and you want to consume it in moderation. It's high in calories, it's fat, and sugar. But people say to me, John, can I eat it? Is it healthy? Well, there are worse foods you can eat, right? There are worse foods you eat. But one of the many desserts in Italy, United States, is tiramisu. So tiramisu is basically a coffee with like like these fingers inside, which you probably remember. And it's not very healthy. But again, if you use it in moderation, you're going to be fine. But if you know what things cost, then I think you'll be like, okay, now I get it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. We're talking about this entire week, what to focus on to be a success. And in order to be a success, you got to have your weight under control. Because if you can get your weight under control, you're going to have belief to do anything. We already said that when you believe something, you achieve it. A lot of people don't achieve something. Oh, I can't believe I weigh this much. I can't get rid of my weight. And it gets them negative, gets them depressed. And then they don't want to achieve anything. So make the choice, ladies and gentlemen. Get a hold of your body. Make a choice to be healthy in all different ways of your body. As I said, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this Monday night. Like my video, support it, tell others about it, comment below. What do you want to focus on to be a success? Let me know. Put in the comments. Tag your friends, your colleagues, and your associates. Share it out with everyone you know on social media. And then go to my YouTube channel, John space E space M-O-R-L-E-Y space serial entrepreneur, and look for that key phrase to help keep our content free. And below that, make the choice to buy my team and I a cup of coffee by clicking on the PayPal link. We'll be so grateful for those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, and even facilities. New facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content. You may notice my hat here, believe and achieve. You have to believe something before you achieve it. It's follow my QR code right there on the screen. We'll tell you pretty soon, probably in another few weeks to a month, we'll be telling you how you can get one of your own hats, just like this, with your logo, with your QR code, with your branding on it. Whether you need one or you need 100 or more, let us know. You know, believing and achieving is something that's not overrated. But people that tell you that it's malarkey are people that don't know how to manage their life. Start managing your weight and how you live, and watch how the rest of your life starts to fall in place. I hope you have a really great rest of your evening. I'll be back tomorrow, which will be, yes, episode number 4. We'll be talking about what else you need to focus on to become a success. I know that you're definitely not going to want to miss that. And feel free to rewatch these episodes because there's lots of nuggets in here to help you get a handle of your life and start pouring success into yours and sharing it with others. Have yourself a great night, everyone.